Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nofatin Amati and I'll be presenting about the case study overview. We'll be explained further later. The first incident is about the discrepancy in inventory records. So during the recent inventory audit, it was highlighted that there is a discrepancy between the physical counts and the inventory records of the main inventory item, which is the commercial water filters. The next incident is about the Surat Layar, which is accusing John of being the mastermind of the sale of 500 commercial water filters at a 20% discount on the black market to a fictitious customer, which was eventually written off as a bad debt. And the third incident is about the fire incident, where some of the inventory records were destroyed and some of the water filters were damaged. Repairs were completed in 2 weeks after the incident. The fourth incident is about the hospitalized of the warehouse clerk and his sudden resignation. The clerk was reliable and very thorough with his work, so it was suspicious for him to suddenly resign since he was doing well. The next incident is the financial discrepancies, as there has been a marked reduction in the inventory value at the end of the past 3 financial years, and it was discovered after the physical stock date that there was an obsolete inventory worth 10,000 ringgit and had been included in the closing stock, and it was written off as it caused company to suffer losses. And the last key incident is about the John's drastic lifestyle changes, as he was seen to be upgrading to new luxury imported cars and had acquired a new house worth 1 million ringgit. Despite seemingly insufficient income for such big expenditures.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wanida Mia binti Shahbuddin and I will be present about question 1 of our case study is about comments on the benefits and cost of the James assessment of these options. So the option number 1 is James can make a report to the police regarding the theft of the commercial water filters in a waterworks. So the police can take the control of the investigation and potentially prosecuting of the individual involved into the case. The advantages of this option is the potential of criminal prosecution and there is a recovery of the stolen property. Besides, it can reduce the effect of future criminal activities in a waterworks. But this option have flaws in itself. First thing, it might give impact to the public perception, which it causes to the insufficient internal controls, and it may harm the waterworks reputation. Second, John could possibly sue waterworks for defamation if James named John as a suspect without further ado, and if the police investigation fails, John could take action to the waterworks and sue waterworks and James. Third, there is another concern arise that there is a risk of unsuccessful investigation without prosecution, whereby if the police investigation finds that there is insufficient evidence to prosecute the thieves. Lastly, employees who were under suspicion could file a lawsuit against waterworks for causing them distress during the police investigation, which causes damages to their morale. The second option that James can be considered is initiating a domestic inquiry, and the internal audit gathers all the evidence of this case. James can inform the human resource manager about the stolen water filters. Then the human resource manager will take an action by conduct an investigation internally while the internal audit collects the evidence. The advantage of having internal audit teams conduct the investigation is that they are familiar with waterworks operation, policies, procedures and their staff, which allowing them to gather evidence in a friendly and non-intimidating way, which they could secure and preserve the evidence. But they have cons in this option, whereby the internal audit team do not have sufficient knowledge and experience to gather and preserve the evidence. They may be biased and not be able to gather all relevant evidence during investigation. The third option is initiating a domestic inquiry and engaging the services of fraud investigator. Instead of relying on internal audit to collect the evidence, waterworks can hire the fraud investigator to conduct investigation of this case. Although this option is expensive, this investigator have the expertise to gather and protect evidence that can be used in court if waterworks decides to take legal action to the thieves. The fourth option that James can be considered is by do not do anything. senior management has the option to take no action after a domestic inquiry into theft. This choice does not come with any additional cost, but it may give employees the impression that they can get away with fraud without facing any consequence. It may lead to increased theft and fraud and more significant losses to the waterworks in the long run term, and it brings damages to employee morale and trust. For this question, I have come up 2 additional options that James can be considered is: first, implementing a stronger preventive measures in a waterworks. Waterworks could consider investing in preventive measures such as enhance their security and protocol, also their surveillance system. Besides, waterworks also can conduct employee training on fraud prevention. Even though waterworks have to incur additional costs in investing in preventive measures, but it could increase the awareness of fraud risk and also help employees to identify and report the fraud. Also, it may deter the future theft and fraud and reduce the likelihood of the similar incidents in the long-term run. The last point that I will highlight is waterworks should evaluate and enhance their internal control in order to reduce weaknesses and potential risks in existing process. Even though this option may give disruption in operation and brings the initial cost of implementing new control or also ongoing cost of maintaining controls, but it brings beneficial to the waterworks to reduce the risk of future theft and fraud and improve their accountability and transparency. Besides, it might save the money in the long-term run. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Alright, now we move on to question number 2. What is the audit trail of transactions, records and documents that James should work through to verify the inventory values and numbers? Identify relevant transactions, records and documents in your analysis of the audit trail. First of all, inventory records. Waterworks Berhad heavily relies on its extensive inventory records as the main source of information about its products, including commercial water filters. These records contain detailed data on stock levels, transactions and adjustments. During the recent inventory audit, these records played a crucial role in revealing a significant inconsistency between the physical count and recorded values, making an extensive investigation necessary to determine the variance root cause. The second one is Inventory Audit Report. The Inventory Audit Report is a vital document resulting from the recent audit at Waterworks Berhad. It meticulously outlines findings of the audit team, emphasizing the disparities between the physical count and the corresponding inventory records, particularly for commercial water filters. The report offers a detailed analysis of the identified discrepancy, shedding light on the areas where irregularities may have occurred within the company's inventory management process. Next, Surat Layang. An anonymous letter known as Surat Layang, received by James, plays a pivotal role in the unfolding scenario. The letter accuses John, the warehouse manager, of orchestrating the sale of 500 commercial water filters to a fictitious customer at a 20% discount on the black market, bringing to light a potential case of internal malpractice. The detailed information within the letter served as a tip-off, promoting James to investigate the alleged fraudulent activity and corroborate its claim with other evidence at his disposal. Other than that, financial statements. Waterworks' financial statement provide a comprehensive overview of the company's financial health, including its inventory values. The statements reveals a significant decrease in inventory value at the end of each of the past 3 financial years. A notable event impacting these statements was discovery of obsolete inventory during the previous year and physical stock take, resulting in a write-off of 10,000 ringgit. The external auditors supported these corrective actions, emphasizing the importance of transparent reporting in the face of inventory challenge. Last but not least, warehouse fire report. Following a fire incident at the warehouse, a detailed report was compiled to assess the damages and implications for inventory management. The fire attributes to a discarded cigarette butt in the office waste bin resulted in minimal damage. However, the report notes that some inventory records were destroyed and certain water filters sustained damage. The prompt repair of the warehouse office ensured minimal disruption to operations, but the fire became a critical event affecting the reliability of inventory data, potentially linked to subsequent irregularities.
Now, let's move to question 3. The question asking what internal control mechanism to address the misappropriation of inventory by the employee. Firstly, Regular inventory audits. Internal audit of waterworks can conduct their regular inventory audits to compare actual inventory levels with recorded levels. It is a systematic process where a company verifies and reconciles its physical inventory with the recorded quantities in its accounting system. The purpose of this audit is to ensure the accuracy of the inventory records, identify discrepancies, prevent theft or misappropriation, and maintain the overall integrity of the inventory management system. The second internal control mechanism is the use of technology. Waterworks can implement inventory management software that tracks inventory movement, generate reports, and provide alerts for unusual activities. The use of technology in inventory management is paramount for enhancing efficiency, accuracy, and control. Automated systems such as inventory management software and barcoding system enable real-time tracking of inventory movement, reducing the risk of human error and providing instant update on stock level. Employing the technology not only improve the accuracy of inventory record, but also enhance the ability to detect and prevent misappropriation through features like access control and automated alert, contributing to more secure and transparent management system. The last internal control mechanism that Waterworks can apply is management review. Management review in the context of inventory audits involve a systematic examination and assessment of the results and findings from regular inventory audit by the organizational leader. This critical process enables management to evaluate the effectiveness of internal controls, identify trends or patterns in discrepancies, and make informed decisions to enhance inventory management practice. During the management review, leaders assess the accuracy of inventory records, the success of implementation corrective action, and the overall reliability of the inventory management system.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Asnawi bin Sulaiman and I'm here to discuss about the question 4. So the question is, what human resource issues are raised in this case? What possible cause of action are available to John should he be named as a suspect in this case? For this question, refer to relevant IPPF standard, regulation and law where possible. The first statement asks about human resource issue in this case. There is 4 issues I can detect from the case. The first one is employee misconduct and allegation. According to IPPF standard 1000, purpose, authority and responsibility. HR is responsible for addressing employee misconduct, aligning with the organization code of conduct. In this case, James discovered a different number between the physical count and inventory record. On the same day, he also received a surat layak accused John is a mastermind and the modus operandi to sell off the inventory. The issue here pertaining to alleged employee misconduct involving the warehouse manager, potentially leading to the theft. This raises a concern about the trust, ethics, and integrity within the workforce. Next is a workplace bullying and employee resignation. IPPF Standard 1210 Proficiency state that hiring practice and employee development are HR responsibility. The resignation of the warehouse clerk following an alleged bullying incident suggests a possible toxic work environment. This implies shortcomings in managing workplace behavior and employee conflicts. The third issue is regarding employee reward and recognition. IPPF Standard 1220 Due Professional Care. HR need to ensure a fair performance evaluation and promotion. The case raises a question about the warehouse manager rapid promotion and consistent upgrading to luxury item despite seemingly inadequate salary. It might imply discrepancy in the remuneration or potential irregularity. The last issue is investigation procedure and fairness. IPPF Standard 1210 Proficiency and IPPF Standard 1300 Quality Assurance and Improvement Program. HR need to conduct a fair and true investigation aligned with established procedure. The HR department involvement in conducting a domestic inquiry and initiating investigation into employee misconduct highlight the importance of HR roles in handling sensitive workplace issues and ensuring a fair and impartial procedure. Let's move on to the next statement. That is, what possible cause of action are available to the John should he be named as a suspect in this case? The first move is John should consider seeking a legal advice immediately upon being named a suspect. A competent lawyer can guide him through the legal process, protect his right, and advise him on the best course of action. If John is innocent, cooperating fully with the investigation by providing any necessary information or evidence that support his innocence should be crucial. This might involve providing an alibi, documentation, or any relevant information that can prove his non-involvement. Other than that, if the allegations against him are defamatory or damaging to his reputation, John might consider taking a legal action for the defamation or wrongful accusation if he can prove that the accusation were false or malicious. Last suggestion, and the most important one, is maintain record and documentation. John should keep record of all relevant communication, document, and evidence that support his innocence or corroborate his version of events. This can serve as crucial evidence in his defense. That's all for me. Thank you.